Today, our video is going to feature the new Blum Aventos HK top. It's different than the old one, and what they have done is they've made it way easier to install. Now this is an old mechanism here, and I don't know how well you can see this, but there's two little pins here that stick out from the side of this on the old version, and what you had to do was have precise measurements, holes, 5mm holes drilled in your cabinet to locate the mechanism. Plus it had to be down so far from the top. So it was a little bit complicated for the install. So this improvement, I really like this. The new HK top has this positioning template here. And then on the top, they have two little tabs. So all you have to do is slide the HK top into position like this. And this little positioning template here will make sure you're the correct distance from the front edge. And those tabs that were at the top, they'll make absolutely certain that you're level. So put in the screws. You actually have 4 screws you need to put in. And the instructions say no pre-drilling is necessary. That's what I like. I hope it works. These screws also require a posi drive tip. I don't have one, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I think I can do it. So 2 screws, front and back. The other reverse. Well, they're right. There. That's all there is to it. So you put one of these on each side of your cabinet. No hinges are necessary. 2 of these, one on each side, will hold up to 39 pounds if you're using the strongest one that's available. And really they say that's a maximum of 39 pounds on your door. But you could put a third one in, and it increases your power factor by 50%. So that's a nice increase. Put a little panel here and add a third one if you have an extra wide cabinet. So that's how easy it is to install the HK top on a panel cabinet. Now you're looking at Blum's clever animation of how to install the lift mechanism. They're installing the one on the right side. Before we move on to working with the door, there's a couple of things I want to point out, and that is this positioning tab here, and then this arm release mechanism here. So let's zoom in real close, and I'll show you how that goes. The positioning, this is the positioning tab, and that comes off pretty easy. Just slide it down and take it off. This is what they call the arm release slide. It's a safety measure. It won't come out and bump you in the nose. And so in order to get it to open, you push this arm release thing and it'll come out. Now it also won't let you close it unless you push it in like that. So now we can close the door. So you might think, well, that ain't going to work because how am I going to get my doors shut and open? When you put on the mounting plate for the door, this item, it doesn't matter which way you put it, one way or the other, it automatically moves the arm release slide so that this arm will function. And so that's what I wanted to show you there. So now, what about the door? How do we do that? We got a couple of riddles to solve, well, at least one. Our cabinet is 20 inches wide, and it's also 20 inches high. So we need to know the weight of our door and how high the cabinet is to calculate which one of these lift mechanisms that are available that we can use for the door. So here's my door. This is the door. The door is exactly 10 pounds, and it fits on this cabinet. So I have to use the literature provided by Blum to calculate the power factor. Now look at the chart that you have on your screen. I got a copy of it here. There are 4 available. There is a 2300, a 2500, a 27, and a 29. We know that the power factor, as you see here, is the cabinet height in inches times the weight of the door in pounds, and the weight of the door includes twice the weight of the handle. So you might wonder why in the world? Because what if you got a little knob? Who cares? I mean, it ain't going to matter if you got a tiny little knob. But they got these big bar pulls nowadays that weigh quite a bit. And it's going to be way out on the end of the door, so it has so much leverage. That's why they want to know what is the weight of that pull that you're putting on there. Double that weight. Now in my case, because I have 10-pound door and I have 20 inches high, my power factor is going to be 200. So if you look at the chart and we see the power factor range for each mechanism, I can choose from 2. I can either have the one that's a B22K 2500, or I can use the B22K 2700. And good for me, I got the 2700 in here. I always like to go to the top of the line when I do stuff. So I have the lift mechanism I have in here has a power factor that will hold a door that's 20 inches high and weighs 10 pounds. Now here's the thing. What if your cabinet was 3 times this long? Well, then you would have instead of 10 pounds, you'd have 30 pounds on your cabinet. So now it's 20 times 30, that's 600. Now which mechanism will you use? You'd have to use the biggest mechanism, the 2900. But because the cabinet is so wide, now you're going to have to put an intermediary lift mechanism in there to keep the door from sagging. So there's kind of the riddle that has to be solved on your door. The power factor, the weight of the door, the height of the cabinet, the leverage that's caused by that pull that you're adding to the bottom of the door down here. Those are the factors. They're solved now. Well, now that we have our lift mechanism installed on both sides, and they are the correct power factor to handle our 10-pound door, and we can actually handle a door up to 39 pounds with a pair of these, so we're not sweating bullets on it. Blum has a marking template. Now, this can only be used on frameless cabinets because it'll only handle material up to, I think it's 21 millimeters that this fits on the side here. So it won't work for face frame cabinets. So we're going to go about attaching this marking template to our lift mechanism on both sides. Now to get this to go shut, you always have to do this safety device, slide it out of the way, and shut the lift mechanism. Do the same thing on the other side. Now they're both in. Next thing, according to Blum's instructions, notice here I have handy shims down here so my door locates correctly. And put it up. And then this adjusts so you can get the correct alignment for your door. And now the instructions are that we hammer the door here and here. And that should leave a good enough mark for us to see. You can see it. This material is pretty hard. Didn't work too good. I think I'm going to use a pencil. This marking template will work on softer woods, but not on this real dense laminate that we have here. Well, since the marking template didn't work real good on this plastic laminate, I went back and I used the tape measure, and I did the overlay. In this case, I have a 10 millimeter overlay on the top, plus 62. I got my location for the first hole. And then 32 plus 32 plus 32. That's what I did there. Then from the side, I have my overlay plus 12.5. So my overlay is 15 millimeters plus 12.5, and then I got this location. I did that with a pencil. Then for the sake of the video, I went back and used a Sharpie to make it stand out a little better. So there's our measurements for attaching the plates. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use a 6 by 5/8 screw to attach these mounting plates. Plates are attached. Now the exciting part. We're going to attach the doors. Well, it works, but the tension could stand to be a little tighter. Here's how we increase and decrease the tension right there. And we use a T20 torque to do that. And you can watch the little orange dot there move up and down as we adjust that tension. Well, I think this works pretty good. Pretty nice. Well, I hope you got some benefit from this video on the HK top, the simple to install lift mechanism. I really do like this HK top. If you did like it, give us a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and subscribe. Thanks for watching.